the Duff Pickem AllStars.
Welcome back to the Duff Pickem AllStars. I'm Orange Peanut. That's Skinnnns. Above him is Icehouse, and up at the top is Commish. Icehouse hailing all the way down from Panama. Thanks, Icehouse, for joining us in the heat and humidity that you have to bear down there while us Northerners freeze.
Enjoy fucking cold.
We're here to talk about fantasy football pick'ems in 2025, week 16. Exciting week happening. We had an exciting week. There was some great behind me. There was a great game that was playing for that year. You guys see some great games at all? Were you impressed or not impressed by anything?
Joe was at the game, so he can tell us about his impressions.
Yeah, he was. Where's my points there? Joe was at the freaking game in the cold, man. Holy cow. How was it up there, Joe?
Yeah, to be honest, where the seats were, there wasn't a lot of wind, and the sun was out the entire time. So, while it was cold, it was not nearly as bad as when I was walking there or when I went down to get beverages or food. That was a hell of a lot colder.
How layered up were you?
Let's see. I had a t-shirt, a hoodie, a Bears jersey, and then I had I don't know. It was a heavy-ass winter coat that's kind of in the vein of what's that brand name? Carhartt. So the coat was fine. I had feet warmers in my shoes. I had hand warmers in my gloves. I had a scarf, and I also had a flannel lined or fleece lined hat.
There you go.
You just have one just jeans? Did you have any long underwear?
Oh yeah, just jeans. Yeah, just jeans on.
Oh, wow. I went to a Saints game years ago, Bears Saints, and I think it was -6 when we started tailgating. It might have got to 0 for game time, and I think I had some thin long john pants on, like polyester thin, and then some thicker ones, and then my jeans, and then on the top, probably something similar, but it was
long johns.
Still by that fourth quarter
long johns.
It's still got us in the bones.
Yeah. So did it ever get to you at some point towards the end of it, Commish, or
no?
No,
I was fine.
Sure, with the
Did you guys tailgate or anything, or?
No, I got there a little bit early. Tom and I went on the north side of the stadium across the street by the Field Museum. They had a Miller Lite tent we hung out in for about a half hour before the game. Had ourselves a beer, just hung out and chatted. But we were inside of a tent, and so it was warm inside the tent.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
But Tommy had got there before me. He has a neighbor that, normally, he has a parking spot in the Waldron deck. But Tommy got there and he's hitting up his neighbor. He's like, "Hey, where are you?" He's like, "Sorry, I didn't make it. I'm sick." And so Tommy's like,
"Sure."
Tommy's like, "I don't want to drink alone." So he just goes up to a random group of people and he's like, "Hey, I don't want any of your food. I just want to hang out and drink, not by myself. So is it cool if I just hang out with you guys?" And they were like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." So
I know Tommy's not here, but he's getting points for that. He is gonna get some points right there. That's just awesome. That's so.
And then
so Tommy.
the Browns fans behind us, they were a real hoot. When the Bears got up 14-0, the guy was like, "All right, we got him right where we want him." He was an absolute blast.
Oh my gosh.
They all knew where Lakewood was because I mentioned you being in Lakewood. They all were aware of Lakewood.
There we go.
It was a lot of fun.
It's good. Yeah, it's good. I'm glad you went to that. I was smiling so hard when I saw that you guys were there, and I was just like, "Oh damn!" I was watching the TV real strong. I normally listen to Bears games, but I was watching that one. I was like, "Oh, I gotta see if they're in the crowd." And it was packed as well, which was a great thing.
Oh yeah, I was legitimately surprised at the vast number of people that were there. I anticipated it being a much smaller crowd.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was really funny. That, in all honesty, yeah, the stadium did not know how to react to Jalen Johnson's interception.
Yeah.
That corner of the end zone might have seen what was going on, but that was on the south end zone and I'm on the north end zone. So we're all no, like everyone's kind of relatively quiet because we have no idea what's going on until the ref said, the ruling on the field is an interception by the defense. And then we all cheered because because we're sitting there like, what is it? Touchdown, incomplete pass? Like, what the hell's going on? Oh, there it is. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
On TV, I didn't even. I mean, the angle, the way it was going at Judy. It looked like Judy caught it, and then boom, and then Jalen Johnson just goes back and stands at the end zone. So for a few seconds, I'm like, okay, Browns got one. I'm like, there's that long Shadur Sanders TD that I predicted, and then that was going to be their only TD, and then nope, okay.
He caught his arm, Johnson had his arm in the exact right place at the exact right time, where he kind of where Judy wrapped his arm around his arm for a moment with that, and he didn't touch him the entire time. It's an exemplary interception in terms of how it's done. That should be in rule books for years to come.
Oh, live when I saw it, I was sitting in the stands and I just called out. I'm like, oh, it's a touchdown. Like as soon as I saw that ball going up, I'm like, it's a touchdown. Like, and we were all waiting for that to be, the call. I'm like, nope. Like,
yeah. Groady is trying to join us. He is apparently having camera and microphone problems simultaneously. We'll wait for him to resolve that one with that. But while he is trying to resolve that, Commish, there were some other games besides the Bears-Browns game that we're all in love with there from last weekend. What else happened last week?
Well, on an overall basis, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 favorites were the correct picks and 7 underdogs. JV, you led the week with 88 points, followed by Boss with 74, followed by me with 67, Kevin with 65, Tommy with 49, Eric with 47, and bringing up the rear, Stan with 45 points. There wasn't a single one. Oh, no, there was one we all got right, which was Denver over Green Bay.
Yeah.
As far as getting close to all right and having one wrong, we all had Pittsburgh except for Stan, who had Miami. We all had Houston except for Stan, who had Arizona. Where else is there? A bunch of green and only one red. There isn't any. As far as Cheese standing alone and getting one right, Kevin was the only one who had Atlanta. Everybody else had Tampa. Boss was the only one with Baltimore. Everyone else had Cincinnati. And then there were a couple other close
big numbers on those games too.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. I don't know. If I had known that Joe Burrow had a press conference earlier in the week where he's just like, I don't know what I'm doing anymore, I wouldn't have put. I wouldn't have cared what the spread was. I would have said Baltimore all the way. He's clearly having hopefully just a momentary crisis, and he's going to get out of it because if he plays like crap this week, you start to question whether or not you want him on your team because I get it, the season's done, but it ain't over, dude. We still got games to play. Also, you could have told your agent not to ask for that much money.
I wonder if those comments and stuff just deflated the whole team, and they were like, "Why the hell are we here? Let's
I wouldn't be surprised, right?
Yeah, it's got some Andrew Luck vibes where he's like, you know what? Maybe I don't need this anymore.
Yes,
I go do something else. It's like, man, that would kind of suck because he's one of the more talented QBs in the league. But
I would not be shocked if there was a team that was, in a sense, even that may have a starter already that's just struggling that might try to put a package together to trade for him.
I agree.
Yeah.
The package has got to consist of Cincinnati paying 90% of his salary.
Probably.
I mean, there's teams that might be fine to take it on because there's other teams that pay those type of quarterback contracts. So.
I know. I just meant if they actually had the space for it.
Right.
Because it was funny because there was somebody at my work who was like, do you think somebody would do that? I was like, dude, the Rams went to a Super Bowl with golf, didn't win. We're like, hey, let's trade for Matthew Stafford. And then they win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
There's not a single team out there that there's still a couple teams that obviously if Joe Burrow went to, they're not instantly becoming Super Bowl contenders. But there's teams out there that the one I use, because not to say he's not good, but I would definitely take Joe Burrow over him. But what if Kyle Shanahan's like, I'm done with Brock Purdy, John Lynch, go get me Joe Burrow. And Joe Burrow on the 49ers would be crazy.
there is a second side to it as well, which I imagine Burrow is feeling torn over in that he is a Bengals fan. Like he grew up in Athens, Ohio, and was a Bengals fan his entire life. Like he's playing, he got drafted on the team he wanted to, he always cheered for, but at the same time, like, are they doing him all the things that he was hoping and thinking that this was going to be? The owners are traditionally very stingy to the point of uniqueness and contracts, especially towards the beginning of seasons. The Bengals have never retired a single number of anyone that's ever played with them in the history of their team. They're just they seem uncaring and almost Scrooge-like at times. So I wonder if that's just something that's going through his head. Like, man, I like the Bengals. I'll always be a Bengal, but I don't know if I can do this anymore. Thinking just in
Like
the spirit of it.
it's the sports version of never meet your heroes. It's like don't play for the team you grew up rooting for.
Man, is that
Yeah.
the right way?
Yeah.
I imagine as he gets older, money and winning take precedent over whatever colors he cares that are on his helmet.
Yeah.
He's pretty much tied for second highest paid. Dak is the highest, excuse me, with 60 million.
Mm-hmm.
And then at 55 million, it's Burrow, Josh Allen, Jordan Love, and Trevor Lawrence are all roughly making about 55 million.
Oh, wow.
So there's 5 other quarterbacks. Tua is making 53 for some fucking reason. There's roughly 5 other quarterbacks though that are very
Wow.
similarly compensated for Burrow. So there could be other teams that are willing to take that on. Just depends what kind of package you would have to be sending over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one crazy thing too. With you bringing up Tua, I was asking a coworker at my work. I said, "What's a like athlete that got injured and like went back and played and was never the same?" And like mine that I always pick is usually Derrick Rose for the Bulls. He got injured and then was never the same after that. And he looked at me and he goes, "Tua," and I go, "Tua was playing bad even before all his concussions." And he goes, "No, remember he broke his leg at Alabama." And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like I didn't think about that. And then it was like after he broke his leg, it's just been like for him.
Yep.
Just down.
Yeah, I agree. Joe, what's going
John
on
Rocker.
on the year so far?
On the year, our totals are Kevin in the lead with 878, followed by JB with 792, followed by Stan with 778, followed by me 764, Boss with 736, Eric with 726, and Tommy bringing up the rear is 693.
Yeah. Running away with it is Groady. You mentioned who said John Rock?
I did.
Yeah, that's a classic one right there. It is. Yeah, it's another one of those examples. Raise your glasses up, not to me, but to us, the crew.
No, raise it to JV. JV, this is your second weekly high performance of the year so far.
Proving that
Grody's got
the
3.
mm-hmm.
I got 4. Joe has 2. Eric has 3. Tommy has 1. Boss, you're just hanging out there with 0 top weekly
Raise your
wins.
glasses up for my 0.
But you're not last though, so you're
mediocre all the way, baby.
You're coasting through in the middle.
I've got a bunch of second place ones. I think I've had a couple good weeks the last few weeks, but someone always beats me out by like 10 or something. Like,
I think I beat you. I beat you by 1 point a few weeks ago on a Monday.
Yeah, I had one where I was like, "Oh, I got a chance." Then no, it didn't work. Like, damn it, again.
Right, yeah, thanks. I get lucky every once in a while. I feel like you guys make the more statistically sound choices. A lot of times I pick a little bit from the heart. So, but even you get lucky every once in a while. So I got 2 games to talk about. My first game is the Thursday night game. The Rams going to Seattle. Some playoff elements to this game. The teams have met a total of 56 times since 1976. They are tied 28 wins apiece. There's never been a tie. The Rams have clinched playoff spots. Now they're just playing for what position they want to play in the playoff. They cannot get any lower than 6. In order to get the 6, the 49ers need to lose to the Colts, and the Green Bay-Chicago game needs to not end in a tie. is the only thing that would need to happen for that one. And then with the Rams would need to lose to Seattle as well. Over under is 44. Seattle is favored -1 in this game. I have Jackson Smith and Jigma on my fantasy football team in the neighborhood league, and I'm loving every moment of it. Stafford fans, you got to be loving every moment of that. Clearly, MVP candidate is written all over him. The Rams with their running, you got Kyron Williams, Blake Corum doing an amazing job on the front fields with that. The Seattle just surprised me more and more with the wide receivers in terms of what it is that they're able to do for that team. So they've been very impressive so far on the year for this. Currently, you've got 57 people going with the Rams. I found it interesting. I don't know much about gambling, so maybe Skinnnns or Icehouse, you can tell me about this. But both teams are in the odds of -110. I always thought one was positive and the other was negative. They're both negative. What does that mean?
The money line.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it means it's basically a pick 'em. You know, the sports book is going to get their cut of the money. So it's basically a pick 'em. It's like, half the people are paying for one side, half the people are paying for the other. So until some money goes one way or the other, they're just happy to take an even split.
I got you, but it's if I bet $1, all I win is 1.1 pennies if I pick the right team.
No,
I
you
win
win
my dollar.
90.
Oh, I win 90.
If you bet $1, you win 90 cents.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So there's some implications with that there.
And then that 10 cents is where the sports books makes their money. But if they're really loaded on one team, like everyone's betting the Rams, then they might make the Seahawks plus 120 because they want to balance their books. They want to make money from both sides, really. So then they'll be like, okay, let's put plus money on the Seahawks so people can bet $1 and win $1.20.
Yeah.
Versus bet $1, win 90 cents.
Yeah. I watched the Rams also play after the Bears game against the Lions. That was the game that was showing out here. They look like a great team. They're going to be playing in Seattle. I don't know. One of the things I did not look up was what the NFL weather was going to be for that game. And it looks like the game is going to be
indoor,
be
so
shitty.
Doesn't matter.
It's Seattle's. No. It's in Seattle. And so it's
Seattle's not indoors.
Yeah, it's definite. They're calling definite rain. 87%, 45 degrees. So for that reason,
don't they have a closable roof though?
No,
I thought they did. Maybe I'm wrong. Huh.
No, Seattle doesn't have a closable roof. Seattle's stadium was designed to be able to keep the noise in, which is why they have that 12th man and the false start counter.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not a retractable dome.
I guess I always thought it was indoors. All right.
Yeah. I always thought it was all outdoors with that. I forgot that it kind of curves in like
definite rain, 11-mile-hour winds.
Yep. So wet game. It comes down to I think who has the better running back. Stafford likes to pass. I think the Rams looking good. I'm gonna pick 10 points on the Rams. Icehouse.
I have. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 13 on the Rams because Seattle almost lost to the Colts last week. The Phillip Rivers Colts, not just the Colts. It's like Phillip Rivers always came out of nowhere. It's like, hey, I almost beat you guys, but it wasn't for trading field goals at the end of that last game. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Did you see
I
that
remember
last-
Seattle was like a minus 1,000 favorite. So it was just like, basically all the sports books are like, yeah, it's a gimme. We're not even going to give you anything if you, for betting on them. And the spread was 13.5, I think, before the game started. So yeah, if you jumped on the Colts, like, man, easy fucking win.
Oh yeah. All right. So 10 on the Rams, 13 on the Rams. Commish, you also were about to say something.
Oh, I said Phillip Rivers doesn't play defense. Seattle didn't almost lose to Phillip Rivers. Seattle's offense couldn't play against Indianapolis's defense.
Which they have a good defense.
And also Shane Steichen and Phillip Rivers have a history when Shane Steichen was coming up in the NFL on the offensive side before he was the head coach. He was I believe at the very least, at the tail end of Philip Rivers' career, he was the offensive coordinator that Philip Rivers was under. And while he has been at high school coaching, Philip Rivers he run Shane Steichen's offense at that high school.
Oh, man.
So that's why they reached out to him to have him come in.
Okay. I did hear that Philip Rivers is the grandfather at like, how
Yes, he
old is he?
is.
Like 43? I'm like, how is it even fucking possible, dude?
His
Like,
daughter's in her mid-20s.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you have a kid and then like, they have a kid at like 16 or something, it's like, okay. I mean, like, wow, dude.
No. I mean, it's
I mean,
nice
hope you-
because Philip Rivers'
You might
youngest
actually have a
son,
chance of being a great grandfather at the rate, at the rate things are going for him.
He had a kid at about 20-ish. His kid had a kid at about 20-ish, and then
Yeah, I mean, if they keep it up and he lives long enough, they could have a hell of a thing going on there.
Yeah, Rivers has
Well,
a
I mean, there was
4-year-old and
joking
2-year-old.
about how his oldest son might be able to throw a pass to his youngest or to his grandkid.
That would be
That is
awesome.
one bizarre fucking family.
Yeah,
Well, it is the lowest. Well, it's tied for the lowest. Miami Cincinnati is also a 1-point spread, but it is the first one on the list, so it gets my max points for this Thursday night.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right? Kind of a big move, power move here.
power move.
Yeah.
Thursday night favorites. I'm 12 against the spread on the year. I got my money on Seattle, baby.
Seattle. All right.
No
Ooh.
Devontae Adams, Puka Nakua can't do it all. Well, actually, I don't know if Devontae Adams will be there. If they were smart with how he pulled up just running, I would rest him.
Yep.
You've already got your playoff berth. Not to say you don't need this game, but interestingly enough, though, that Seattle, having the same record as the Rams, doesn't have a clinched playoff berth.
Right. Yeah.
Huh.
Actually, that is interesting. I haven't looked up the circumstances with that one yet. But yeah.
Well, if they lose out and everybody else wins out, they don't get a spot.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. San Fran's kind of up there as a contending team as well. Yeah. All right. So 2 for the Rams, 1 for the Seahawks. Groady?
I got 16 on the Rams.
He got 16 max points on them Rams. All right.
Oh, wow.
This is a big game. This is a big start to the week. Holy crap.
Yeah, geez.
yeah,
All right. Skins, do you lead the commish with the
It's-
Seahawks or do you join them?
it's gonna continue to get bigger, or it's gonna be a big start for all of us. So basically, the Seahawks, just to expound on Joe's playoff berth, if they win or tie, they'll make the playoffs. Or a loss or a tie by the Lions is what will put them in the playoffs. But at 11-3, I think it's probably a done deal. They will make the playoffs. But they're both tied. Whoever does win this game will take control of the division for the time being. And if you want to look at the remaining 2 games after this for those 2 teams, however this game goes, one team will be 12-3, one will go to 11-4. The Rams play the Falcons and Cardinals, their next 2 games, so pretty easy for them. Seattle plays Carolina and San Francisco, so they got 1 division game, and in a pretty decent Carolina team. I'm not sure where these games are at, but the Rams definitely have the easier remaining 2. I think going into this game, if they're gonna take a break, it might be this. Rest Puka, knowing you got 2 easy games after this. With one, actually, Arizona would be a division game for them too, right?
It would technically be a division game.
Isn't it? Yeah, Seattle, Rams, San Francisco, and Arizona. So they each have 1 division game.
Arizona's the redheaded stepchild of the division.
Yeah.
Literally.
Literally redheaded, yeah. So I think they're playing at home. I feel like they got a lot more motivation to win this game than the Rams. Look, if they're looking ahead, hey, we got a Thursday night game. Rest Puka or take it easy on Puka. Let's get through this and focus on those last 2. Seattle still has a little playoff crunch going, so they want to win. They want to make sure it happens. They're starting the week. They can't watch what the Lions are going to do, who play after them later on Sunday.
Yeah.
So And then since JV, since you put 10 and you're ahead of me by 14,
Oh,
to start this week off, I'm going to play the opposite, and I'm going to go Seattle for 15 so I can start the week 1 point ahead of you.
whoa! There you go. Holy cow! I like the competition.
To insinuate that Seattle has more to play for than the Rams have just as much to play for in this game as Seattle. Like both.
Basically, I'm saying they're clinched. Seahawks are not.
That makes I get that they're clinched, but if they're with the fact that they're hurt, to them it's better to continue to win with the fact that the amount of teams that have similar records as them to get that first round bye to get healthy. So if they win this one and the next one, most likely the Cardinals you could sleep on and they'll be just fine and get a first round bye. So to me, for the Rams, we got to win this one and the next one so we can keep that first round bye.
Yeah.
Because Chicago's right there. Seattle's obviously right there. The other thing that's crazy, I forgot to mention this, the Seahawks and the Rams pretty much double almost every team's point differential. The Rams are at plus 159. Seahawks are at plus 163. The closest team after them is the Patriots at plus, I think, 102.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Holy cow.
Well, the point differential's up there, but they don't have the highest points scored in the league. Neither one of those teams.
No, I know.
That's the Detroit Lions.
Yeah. And they're only at a plus 83.
Well, I just meant they've scored 428 points. They've scored the most on the season, and they've got an 8-6 record.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's 0.4 points against comes into play with that. Yeah. All right. Big points for the Thursday game for this. Moving forward, Icehouse is going to cobble together the notes that he wrote down on the Panama paper pad that is inside his Panama hotel for this.
I did. I actually have some notes now.
Do you? Oh, you do? Hey, all right. It's important.
What kind of paper pad does Panama give you? Let's see it.
It's actually a newspaper with all the bowl games on it that I had to. I couldn't find any paper.
He's properly done. He's talking about.
I found the Panama papers here in my hotel room.
On the Panama paper, near the Panama Canal, Icehouse will be talking about whatever Tennessee can cobble together against whatever Kansas City can cobble together here. What do you know about this game?
So the Chiefs are 5-8-1 against the spread, and the Titans, I think, are like 6-7, something like that against the spread. So there's basically a wash for both teams in that respect. But KC has covered 10 of their last 11 following a home loss. And the Titans need to lose to have a chance at the number one pick. So ideally, I know the players don't give a fuck about the number one pick next year, but maybe the GM should be like, dude, can you just not? Quit fucking trying, idiot. We need that fucking pick. And I need it, so your job is kind of on the line. I mean, maybe,
Fourth down, go for it, try and seal the win. GM on the sideline,
yeah, it's like,
don't do it.
It's like, oh, 4th and 10 on your own 20? Go for it, whatever, sure. Go, have fun.
Yeah.
Knock yourself out there.
NFL blitz.
But I think the Chiefs players will have some pride to play for. They're like, yeah, we're knocked out of the playoffs, but you know what? We're not fucking done yet. I don't think they're just going to lay down and be like, well, that sucks. Oh, well. So I'm going to take 9 points on the Chiefs.
9 points on the Chiefs for that to start it off. Commish, what do you got?
That's right. The players want to prove they can win without Patrick. I'm a baby Mahomes. Oh, my ACL's torn. Weak.
Yeah.
I'm actually just kidding. I also tore his LCL as well. So, in all honesty, I really do hope he recovers well, and I hope he's out there next year.
Same.
I don't know. It's one of those things you kind of note this year with how a lot of these things are coming down to the wire, right? There's 3 weeks left. There's still a bunch of teams that can and cannot make the playoffs. Some have a very long shot. Some have, almost a guarantee, and some have what seems like a coin toss. And if he's not able to suit up and go next year, not to point out anything other than the obvious that Indianapolis Colts, their starter goes down, their backup's on IR. their rookie briefly injures himself, and there's nowhere to go for QB. So what do? They bring in 44-year-old Phillip Rivers, who hasn't thrown a pass in 5 years. It's something that's of concern for the NFL in terms of what does that look like if Patrick Mahomes can't go at the start of next season? Like, well, there's games that no one cares about because whether you're a fan of the Chiefs or not, Mahomes puts on a show.
Yeah.
So
Damn right.
I don't see. I know it's in Tennessee. I don't see a world in which Kansas City's defense all of a sudden decides, yeah, we don't give a shit, and we're going to let Cam Ward look like the next, superstar of the league. Especially with the way that Tennessee has not been doing him any favors throughout the season. So I got 7 points on Kansas City.
7 points, Kansas City for this. All right, 2 KCs up to Groady here.
Yeah, well, their prime defensive guy, Chris Jones, didn't even know they were eliminated from the playoffs after the game. He said, so your quarterback goes down, you got to buck up because we've got games to win. And they go, but Chris Jones, you're eliminated from the playoffs. And he goes, oh, we're eliminated?
Oh, no.
I definitely agree with Joe. I think, obviously, I hope Patrick Mahomes, can kind of do a, Adrian Peterson and be back for the beginning of the season. Playing well.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think if you're the Chiefs, you take this moment as a retooling moment. Travis Kelce's probably going to retire at the end of this year. So you're going to be down him. You need offensive linemen clearly because the line is terrible. So I think if there is a GM that's going to be out on that field, it's going to be the GM looking at the Kansas City Chiefs going, yeah, let the 2-12 Tennessee Titans beat us because then we get a better pick. And we can retool some of the stuff we're going to lose. So I'm not saying that's going to happen, but on the off chances it does, I got 7 points on Tennessee to even right now with it being a 3.5 point spread for them just to lose by field goal.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right. So 7 points on the Titans here. Skinns.
Yeah, Gardner Minshew is he can be a turnover machine sometimes. And
Yep.
or Titans. I don't know why I said Seahawks. Titans are, they're low on interceptions for the year, but they haven't played Gardner Minshew. I was leaning Titans anyways. I think I'm just gonna go Titans. The weather doesn't seem too bad. They're playing in Tennessee. But I don't know. I'm gonna put 3 on Tennessee.
3.
I think they got a lot of young guys. They're still playing. They got Io Manor and a lot of these other young guys. They're still just new in the league and they want to win no matter what. The Chiefs, that's a lot of veterans. I think they might be just checked out at this point. If you can't imagine, being in the playoffs 9 years in a row, and a lot of these guys have been there for a good chunk of it. Once you're out, what do you have to play for? You're just this is something new to you, and you're probably just checked out, and you're just looking at your vacations in January. So give me 3 on the Titans though.
All right, 3 on the Titans. Chance for me to be a tiebreaker here. I've only got one thing to say, and that
You're
is
abstaining from picking, so you don't have to break the tie. Got it.
Here comes Gardner Minshew. Oh my! I just ruined my whole setup on here. Here's Gardner Minshew, who looks like Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. Yeah, man. I want Aragorn to win for this here. So we going with the Chiefs. It's a 50-50%. I don't see that too often in the spreads on Yahoo with that. So that's kind of a cool thing too. So I'm gonna side with the Chiefs here. 5 points on Aragorn. Long live the king. Commish. Commish, oh man, do I love this game. Commish talking about let's go Buffalo, taking a train down to Browntown. What do you know about this game, Commish?
It's going to feature 2 teams that are in completely opposite directions. You've got the Browns, who lost to the Bears 31-3 and never stood a chance in that game. You've got the Bills, who were down 21-0, thought that they weren't going to stand a chance in that game, and came storming back and won 35-31.
Yeah, they did.
And that was in New England on the road. Now on the road in Cleveland, they are 10-point favorites. Offensively, the best that the Browns have on this sheet right here is they are 21st in time of possession. That's their best one.
That's it.
And that doesn't bode well for them because Buffalo's first in time of possession with 33-14. Defensively, though, they have some high marks on defense. In total yards allowed on the season, they are third in spite of their bad 3-11 record. They're actually first in passing yards allowed. But you could argue that when the other team is up and winning, they don't need to pass the ball. So maybe that's why they're first in passing yards. Although on the other side, the Buffalo Bills are second in passing yards allowed by a half a yard more.
Really?
Yeah, 169 to 169.5. Obviously, with Myles Garrett on the team, the Browns as a whole are third in sacks, which doesn't bode well for Josh Allen, although it bodes well for Myles Garrett and getting that sack record, which I wouldn't be surprised if he gets it this weekend. Yeah, it's just I don't know what else to say about this game. They've played each other a grand total of 23 times, and oddly enough, the Browns have more wins, 13-10. In fact, the last two home games for the Browns, they beat the Buffalo Bills 37-24 and 19-16. 2019 and 2013 were those games. I don't know. I don't see it happening for Buffalo. I really don't. Defensively, while they're good, offensively they're non-existent. Cleveland is also 2-5 at home, although Buffalo's only 4-3 on the road. I don't see Cleveland winning this game. I can see them losing by less than 10. And on the season, as a favorite against the spread, Buffalo is 5-7.
Right.
So not good. Oddly enough, because I have 2 points on this game, I'm going to go Buffalo's way. You know what? No, I'm going Cleveland. Screw it. I'm going to go Cleveland as an underdog. I think they can lose by 9 or some crap. I don't know. Buffalo's in spite of their record, they're such an up and down team when it comes to how they've played week in and week out and won games and lost.
Yeah. All right. So you got Cleveland going on here. What was the points again on that, Commish?
I got 2, a deuce on Cleveland.
He's putting a deuce on the underdog for this here, the brown dog underdog. Groady.
Yeah, it's probably got not one of the this, and there's one other game, Houston, Las Vegas, which I think are two of the games where it's just like one team has something to play for, the other team is just like, yeah, we're here. We're a football team. I do kind of agree with Joe, but I also think just because of the statement win that they made coming back down against the Patriots to kind of get revenge for the loss earlier on in the year, I think the Buffalo keeps the train rolling, and I think they steamroll Cleveland. So I got a deuce on the Bills.
Deuce on Buffalo for that. Skinnnns chance to split.
There's a lot of deuces getting floated around here.
Is this our deuce game? Are we all just taking a deuce here?
No pun intended there. But yeah, we are floating deuces all over. My deuce is going to go on Cleveland. Mainly because, yeah, it's Cleveland. It's a home game. Maybe it's a trap game with the spread.
It's a trap.
Yeah, I'll just put 2 on Cleveland. I think maybe that defense, Josh Allen does take some sacks, so maybe that's enough to keep him within 10.
Yeah. All right. So I will also be taking a deuce on Cleveland. This is just going to be everyone takes a deuce in this game here.
Deuce City.
I do hope Myles Garrett gets his sack. He's currently one behind the record at 21.5. So I do hope that that happens. Also, I highly recommend everybody looking up the 2007 Browns-Bills game, also known as the Blizzard Bowl, where the Browns won 8-0. Fantastic snow game. There's nothing better than watching really heavy snow coming down in a game. This game didn't happen to matter for anything in playoff stuff, but boy, did it look like it was a fun game just to play in overall with that one there. But boring since there was
8-0. Was that one score and a 2? Oh no, it was 2 field goals and a safety.
2 field goals and a safety for that. Very snowy game. This is going to be a slogging game and probably some rain and some yuck weather happening with this. Like very, very Cleveland weather. 38 degrees Fahrenheit. Not enough to freeze anything, but enough for the rain to just absolutely suck the entire freaking game for that. So my deuce goes to Cleveland for this one here. Icehouse, you dropping a deuce?
Yeah, I guess I was going to go with 5 on Cleveland, but in the spirit of everyone dropping a deuce on this game, what the hell? 2 on Cleveland for me.
All right, so 2 on so deuce is all around. Grody's deuce stands alone. This one here.
This might be a first where we've all dropped deuces on one team or one game or another.
Yeah.
I like this here. Commish, we gotta make a note to talk about where our deuce drop was for next weekend. Just to save, I'm gonna make a note. Deuce drop. Alert happening here. All right. Oh, Groady, my man, Groady, right here to talk about the game, the real game of the week. The Green Bay Packers trying to stay in the playoffs against the Chicago Bears, leading the black and blue. What do you know about this game, Groady?
Oh yeah, I am ready for this game.
Yeah.
I think with the unfortunateness of Micah Parsons tearing his ACL, I think that gives the Bears a better edge because I think that's one of the reasons why they struggled so mightily in the first half of that game against the Packers. Is he's a hell of a football player. He's a hell of a football player. Yeah. So without him, I think it gives the Bears' offensive line a little bit more confidence. So when it comes to running the ball and pass protection, I think you're going to see a very much so similar game as what it was against Cleveland. The Bears just marching the ball up and down the field, scoring points. And Green Bay will do the same. They're no slouch on offense either. Unfortunately, even last time our defense was not able to stop them, and I don't think they'll do the same thing now. I could be wrong. I know potentially Tremaine Edmonds has a chance to suit up, which is nice because then you'll have both your linebackers back. But I mean, the secondary, even with Jalen Johnson, has been a little bit. But after a game against Cleveland, who knows? Get your first turnover. Continue that, and maybe you play a little bit more, with a little pep in your step in this game. So I really like Chicago, especially the fact that they're underdogs at home. I think it's going to light a fire under them because they're like, wait, we're underdogs? Really?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So I would love to say for this to be like a game like Cleveland, 31-3 win. It's not going to be. I think Chicago wins by, a last-minute field goal. I got 13 points on Chicago. I think they win this. They keep the top of the division and also give a little bit of hope for the Lions, so that way the Lions can try to find their way into the playoffs.
Hell yeah. All right. 13 points on the Bears. The Skins, what do you say?
Yeah, I like the Bears as an underdog anytime they get the underdog status. Versus a very few teams. Christian Watson will be a game time decision. Seeing as how he had to stay in the hospital for a little bit while they were in Denver last week. I'm not sure how that's going to go. It was a chest shoulder injury. He landed hard. So he's going to be a game time decision. All their other receivers are healthy though. Dobbs, Dontavio Wicks, Reed. Yeah, Dobbs. I forget who. I know there's one more.
Matthew Golden.
Oh, Golden, yeah.
Golden, yeah, the rookie. Thank you. Yeah, so Golden's got speed too, so he could fill in for Watson if they do want. But I don't know. I don't like it either way. But I'm gonna pick Green Bay for 5.
Green Bay for 5.
I normally, I don't know. I just flipped it. I did like Chicago as an underdog, but this is gonna be my football doesn't make sense pick of the week.
This is one of those. Yeah, like a lot of stuff. These are two teams that hate each other. They're clearly trying to fight for division spots. They clearly have talent on many of the sides. I'm with Groady. I'm glad as a Bears fan that Micah Parsons will not be there. I do hope for a good recovery for the man. I don't wish any man to be hurt. Be it, I hope that both Micah Parsons and Patrick Mahomes can both get better quickly with that. But I want the Bears. I want it bad, and I like these games. I like how Chicago has been going. Good, better, best. Never let it rest. 11 points on them Bears. Screw you, Green Bay. It's our turn. Damn it. Icehouse. Icehouse. Yeah. No.
I'm sorry, you said and that's all I heard.
Oh,
Was
sorry.
I the only
Yeah.
one?
Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
you
Gotcha.
Okay.
froze.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Conspiracy,
Yeah, I like Chicago. I mean, with Micah Parsons out, yeah, give me that 1.5 all the way. I got 10 on Chicago.
10 on the Bears. Oh,
I do
Commish.
love that it's a Saturday night game too, so it's
Oh, good point.
everyone's gonna be watching this game.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
totally
they
forgot to
flexed it
mention
to
that.
Saturday night. It's on Fox too. It's not even NBC.
Crazy.
Oh wow, slap.
Yeah.
I didn't know that at all with that. All right. So we've got 3 Chicagos and a Green Bay. Commish, do you carry the tradition on?
I really don't want to because it's a low spread, and so I'm going to lose 14 points. But I also like the idea of just continuing this nonsense. Because what the hell? My only and I don't know. I truly can see if the Bears prepare themselves the way they need to, that they can in fact win this game. But I will point out that on the current season they are 3-4 against the spread when they're an underdog. So I do have 14 points on the game, and I'll happily lose it if Chicago ends up winning. But I got it on Green Bay to keep that thing going.
Keep the train going. What a guy. What a man. That takes gumption, that takes guile, that takes balls to be able to do.
Well, I figure at this point in the season, I would need to start making like some 15-1 weeks in picks to catch up, and I don't think that's going to happen. So, fuck my points at this point.
I like that.
Like, like,
Keep the good magic going with this. Commish has some stuff going with this here. I like it. Yes, I'm excited. I am so excited for this game. Like, there's just so much there. Anyway, my excitement aside, Skinnnns, Philadelphia is apparently coming to your Washington neck of the woods to play against your Commanders here. Know anything about this game, Commish?
I do know Washington leads the all-time records between the two, 89-86, and with 6 ties.
Oh, there you go.
We got 4-10 Washington, who's playing at home against the 9-5 Philadelphia Eagles. Their last 5 games, we got Philly 2-3, Washington 1-4. They finally won 1 after losing, I think, 9 in a row. One of their other wins being against the Giants week 1, which is who they beat last week, to take them off the schneid. So the Giants are pretty much the Cleveland of the East. To help other teams get their wins.
Poor Giants.
Philly's last 5 weeks, their losses were against the Chargers, Chicago, and Dallas. So no slouches, but decent teams. And their wins, they did have 1 win over Detroit, and then last week they blanked the Raiders. I think it was like 34-0 or something stupid. All 31. I know is 31. All I know is the Raiders scored 75 total yards the whole game last week, which is pretty freaking bad. So I mean, if you want, I don't remember what team we were talking about giving up earlier. Maybe the Bengals. It was that team's definitely given up.
Yes.
Yeah, but there is some. If we want to talk injuries for each team, there's a couple linemen who did not practice today for the Eagles. Saquon also did not practice. He has a stinger.
Yeah.
I imagine he might be good to go. We'll see. But if not, I feel like they got Bigsby backing him up, and I think he would be fine versus Washington, as much as I hate to say. But last year, though, Washington won last year at home against the Eagles. As far as Washington injuries, we put Noah Brown on the IR this week, which Noah Brown always holds a special spot in my heart for catching that Hail Mary against the Bears last year.
That hurts. That hurts.
But it does open up a couple spots. Treylon Burks, who was a first-round pick 3 years ago, who we signed this year, he had that, I don't know if anyone saw it, that awesome one-handed catch a couple weeks ago.
No.
And we got our rookie Jalen Lane, so those two guys will be getting some play. Jalen Lane's had 2 return touchdowns this year as well. He's got about 225 receiving yards as well, playing as the wide receiver 3, 4, 5, wherever he is this year. But we are going to get the Mariota show this week because Jaden Daniels is being shut down the rest of the year.
Which is good. Thank you, coaches. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's probably best. There's no reason. They put him back in last week, 2 weeks ago, and then he just fell on that elbow again and re-injured it. So it's like, what's the point? So we're going to get the Mariota show, and he's done fine. And also, Mariota is only on a 1-year deal, so he has a lot of motivation to keep it going this year, much like the wide receivers I mentioned earlier too, not to mention Debo and McLaurin, but these other ancillary wide receivers, they do have a lot to play for their contracts. So I don't think Washington's mailing it in this year like a lot of other teams are. There's a lot of other guys who still got stuff to play for. But with that said, Philly can clinch the division with a win. And even without a win this week, they will still probably clinch the division eventually. So whenever that happens, who knows? But they will probably clinch the division. But with all that said, I'm going to go on Washington's record of winning at home against Philly. And I'm going to put, I don't know, how many points should I put on it?
Yeah,
I'm going to go with
wonder.
16. Max points.
Oh my. Max points on the Washington Commanders with style, with a flourish. And speaking of flourish, displaying on the screen right now that one-handed catch from Week 14, Treylon Burks. What an amazing catch that is. The image that I got pulled up with it right here has them both the guy from Denver and Treylon Burks up in the air, with Treylon Burks doing a practical can step just backwards to be able to reach the ball with that. That's an awesome catch with that one there. Good job on the photographers being able to catch something like that on film for that as well. That's awesome. Yeah, I think that's all dang well and good with everything that Skinnnns said. I think the weather is looking favorable for this game as well. 82% of people going with Philadelphia on this. I hate to say it, Skinnnns. I think Washington still seems like they are kind of recovering a little bit with this here, and Philadelphia wants in, and I think they're going to kind of do their best to be able to get in here. Although Saquon Barkley is being injured.
Joe's got his 80% stat.
Oh, he does.
I'm going to use also.
Oh, what does he got? What does he got?
Well, wait till it gets to me.
Oh, it's okay. That's fair. That's fair. I'm going to go 12 points on the Eagles for this one here.
How dare you?
I have 15 points on the Eagles.
15 points on the Eagles. Uh-oh. Do we have a cheese? Commish? Do we have a
My
cheese?
own brother.
Well, I mean, Yahoo users on the season have 27 times have the favorite been in the 80 percentile range, between 80 and 89%. Only 9 times has the favorite been correct. 18 times the favorite has been wrong. So that's a 33% win percentage.
Oh, man.
So that ain't
So they
good.
win sometime. So maybe this is one of those times. That's all.
I'm at, and here's something else. Should Philly win, which, again, they've got 3 games. It's not a guarantee they're going to win all 3 of those games, but should they win, they will be the first back-to-back division winner in over 20 years in the NFC East, as I'm pretty sure, it's been a different division winner for the past 20 years. So I got 4 points on Washington, because I would rather see that streak kept alive. The downside to that, though, is, as Stan knows, that the only other option for the division winner is for Dallas to win out, and Dallas would then be the division winner.
Ugh, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. Isn't that like really almost statistically impossible to happen as well? Like the odds.
What, for them to win out? I mean, I don't know. What are the odds of winning 3 games in a row?
Yeah, I didn't think they were like I thought
One and
it
three.
was. Yeah, well, I thought it was a little bit more than that, but that's just. All right. We got
Yeah,
two
and
more.
it's funny. You wouldn't think so. I guess you would think so. I don't know. Maybe I just have rose-colored glasses. But for all those division winners over the years, yeah, the Washington has like 2 of them, and it's pretty much mostly Eagles,
Oh,
Cowboys,
man.
with a little bit
Brutal.
more of a sprinkling with the Giants in there. But yeah, I'm well aware of that fact, and I think those are more of the Eli years with the Giants.
Yeah.
They have those good defenses that pull them in. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Washington
I'd like
is
the
the one
idea,
that
but
just ruins it about every 8 years.
I'd like it to just be a possibility for at least one more week where Washington wins and Dallas pulls an upset. Well, although they're favored over the Chargers, but Dallas wins. Just to put a little bit of pressure on the Eagles.
I like that. All right. So 2 Washingtons, 2 Eagles. Groady chance to be a split.
I'm going to put 4 points on the Eagles.
4 points on the Eagles for that. All right. All right. Raise your glasses one last time to this last week's winner for that. It would be me here. I got one last game to talk about. This game I think is going to be fun. I'm talking about Pittsburgh going to Detroit. Over under is 52. Detroit favored with 7 points on this one. And definite playoff contentions happening between these two teams playing at 4:25 Eastern time for this in Detroit. With 72% of people going for Detroit. Pittsburgh has a 61 chance of making it in. The AFC North is in such odd shape in terms of stuff. It really, literally may come down to just the last game of the year with the Steelers playing against the Ravens, who are also the only other contenders in the AFC North to play it in. Bengals and Browns are out. Detroit has a 41% chance to make it in, but needs something to happen with the Packers losing multiple games in a row for them to be essentially out, and the Lions winning games in a row. I found this odd because I thought the Steelers were a pretty old team. The Lions are certainly a pretty old team. They have only played each other a total of 31 times since 1934. So I thought that was an odd thing. They apparently played each other a lot more way early on when the NFL was small. Now that they're in nearby but different divisions, they hardly play each other at all, which seems so odd for 2 hardworking cities the way that they are. So
Well, they're in 2 different conferences, John. That's why.
no, well, yeah, that's what I mean by that there.
So they only play each other once every 4 years.
Yeah. It just seems like it should be more with the age of the teams in terms of like how it was way back then. But that's just me. I want the Lions to win. I want Aaron Rodgers not to throw on the Lions. I think the fear in me is that Tomlin knows how to use the entirety of his offense. Like no one's being used for anything special or anything like that. He's just using the offense very efficiently. I think Aaron Rodgers knows how to carve up the Lions, especially in this time of the season when the Lions tend to fall apart towards the end of a lot of seasons with this. They are at home, so that bodes well for that. I hope it's going to be nice and loud for Aaron Rodgers, and he won't be able to hear any of the play calls with his busted nose that he had from the last time he was playing. But there's a fear in me that the Steelers just know they're a well put together team. They know what they're doing. Rodgers has been in this position before, and the Steelers want to get that. They want to keep themselves in playoff hopes. They don't want to give it up to the Ravens with anything that could happen with that there. So my hope is with the Lions, and so that's what I'm going to go with in terms of my pick. I'm going to put lucky 13 on the Lions. Eat your heart out, Aaron Rodgers. Icehouse, what do you have to say?
I got 12 on Pittsburgh.
Ooh, all right.
It's one of those, if I'm wrong, that's fine too. So
Yeah. Little split for that there. All right. Commish, chance to side a split.
as much as I would love to see Mike Tomlin wrap up this weekend, his never having a losing record. I think
Yeah.
the current season's destiny is not going to let him, as the Lions have not lost or won 2 in a row since like the first 2 weeks of the season or week 3. The Lions have one loss.
Yeah, that's
forever.
true. The Lions never do lose 2 in a row. That's tough to argue with.
Wow.
Well, they can still
won 2 in a
win by
row.
6 or something.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I could see Detroit winning this game. It's probably not going to be by more than a field goal. I don't understand 7. Detroit's defense is not great. So I got 3 points in the game. I'm throwing it Pittsburgh's way, but I ultimately see Detroit winning this game just to keep that streak going, that win-loss streak going. Why not?
Oh my God.
Mike Tomlin can win the following week, get his 9th win, and be like, all right, I've secured my above 500. Let's phone it in for the last game. Who gives a shit what happens? Everybody, mazel tov.
I like it. All right. A 12 and a 3 on Pittsburgh, 13 on the Lions. Groady, what do you got?
Yeah, I got 3 on Pittsburgh.
3 on Pittsburgh. Skinns, do you leave me alone as the cheese?
I'm still torn on this game. I've been looking into it, and I just cannot decide one way or another. So this is going to be my 1-pointer of the week because I cannot pick. So who did you pick, JV?
I got the Lions.
You got the Lions. I'll side with you. I'll put my 1 point on the Lions with you, so you're not a cheese.
I like it. Thank you for not making me a cheese, especially this week. I appreciate you, Skins. I appreciate you. Maybe I need to get you a hat. I think that's
Yeah. They beat the Dolphins convincingly, and Detroit's defense is not great. So yeah, I'm just not. We'll just put it at that. We'll put a 1-pointer on it.
All right, 1 point on the Lions for that one here. All right.
Well, speaking of hat, John, thank you for that hat.
Oh, is that the one there? Yeah, there we go.
That is the one. I know it
buddy.
looks oddly similar to my last one, but this is the new one. I appreciate you for that. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate
My
you sponsoring
my
the
head's
show.
pretty cold over here, John. Where's my hat?
Oh,
My head's pretty cold over here.
We got to get everyone hats for this one here. Yep, that's coming. That's coming for this.
Yeah, John, you got to get me a hat.
Similar to that Cubs hat we got years ago at the game.
Yeah.
Chris, is that
wait.
hat similar to
Yes.
the one we got at the game years
Yes,
ago?
You need to get everybody hats.
Yeah, it looks like it. This one has like a blue, like I don't know if you could tell. It's
Yeah.
like
But that's
like
the
the
one you
Blue
were
Cubs logo.
referencing. I remember we got camo hats at the Cubs game
Yeah,
years ago.
it's similar to that. It's like I looked at all the other options. I'm like, nothing really looked like something I wanted. I'm like,
There's the cheetah hat.
Yeah. Joe, don't leave eggs on hold or whoever that is.
Oh no, I answered it. That was
Or
Alex
JV,
making sure
sorry.
that the hats were there, that they were
Okay.
ready to be on order for that. Now we're going into quick picks. Time for quick picks. Ready for quick picks? Quick picks. Thought I had something I actually wanted to say before I did that, but I guess I don't for that. All right. Starting with Icehouse. Quick pick a game.
I have max points on San Fran.
Ooh, max points on. Wait a minute. Max points on San Fran.
Finished out the week strong with a nice 16er.
All right, yeah, with a 16 points on San Fran. All right, Commish, max points on San Francisco, last game of the week. Oh, look at that hat. Look at that hat. Look at that hat. Yeah, buddy.
No.
Smiling, man.
San Francisco, I got 5 points on San Fran.
San Fran, 5 points for that. All right, Groady.
Yeah, I got 5 points on the Colts.
5 points on the Colts. Gotcha. Skins.
I think I like 10 points on the Colts. I'm gonna go strong. We'll go with that.
10 points on the Colts for this. I will be sticking with all of you with 7 points on Old Man Rivers. Please chuck the ball again for me. That last throw at the end of the game, I love you for that, Phil. I do. All right, Commish, quick picks, pick a game.
I'm torn between two trash matchups.
I love the trash.
But you know what? I'll go with that one. I'll go with the Cincy Miami because it flipped after Miami lost Monday night, and is out of playoff contention now as a direct result. So Cincinnati is a 1-point favorite. The only issue I have there is what's the mental state of Joe Burrow? Is he interested in playing football or not?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so with his, and it's down in Miami, he might get distracted. I don't know. I got 15 on Miami.
15 on Miami for that. All right, Groady.
I'm going to go the other way foolishly and put 15 on Cincy.
15 on Cincy for that. All right.
Wow.
All right. We got a split going on here for Skinns.
I'm gonna take the home team for 6. Give me Miami.
6 for Miami. Are they playing in? They are playing in Miami, so it's not a cold place this time of year.
Weather is 81 with a slight chance of.
Oh, well, that out there. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Miami. And I'm going to go Miami. I'll do 6 points on Miami as well. I like the sound of that. All right, so 3 Miamis and a Cincy to Icehouse.
I got Miami for half of max points.
Half of that. Okay. 8 points. 8 points on Miami for that. That's Groady doing all the sound effects. Those are not real points off for around the horn for that.
Yeah,
Holy cow.
it's like I'm looking at 8. I'm like, half max points. How about
Half
that?
max points. The Groady cheese stands alone with this one. All right. Groady, you pick a game.
Yeah, I'm going to pick the other shitty game, New Orleans Jets. I got 6 points on New Orleans.
6 points on the Shuck.
Boy,
All right.
that is a
Skin.
fucking diarrhea game of the week right there.
Yeah.
I love diarrhea. Diarrhea makes me want to put 12 points on the Saints.
12
Oh my
points
God.
on the Saints.
Wow.
No, my diarrhea's going the other way. I'm going 3 points on. Ugh, that sounds bad.
Well, that
3
can't be
points
good.
on the Jets. Someone get me some Mylanta. Icehouse.
If dropping
Give me
deuce
1
is a
point on
two,
New
diarrhea is a
Orleans.
12.
Whatever. Well, you know what? Let's see. No, give me 3 points in New Orleans for diarrhea. So
3
why
points
not?
for diarrhea. Okay. So that's 3 on New Orleans, 1 on the Jets. Commish.
Where is this game? There it is. I got 6 points on New Orleans.
6 points on New Orleans. Me and the Jets stand alone for this. All right, Skinns. Pick a game.
All right, I have a fun game. I got Sunday Night Football. I got New England at Baltimore.
Yeah.
And I am going to take. Why are we booing?
That's like a game that matters. Nobody wants a game that matters. Pick Atlanta, Arizona. Garbage game. Kansas.
Poop game. A poop game could be Falcons at Arizona, but
I'm sorry.
nope. I'm
Minnesota,
going
New
Baltimore,
York.
New England. I saw a fun. Actually, real quick, I did take a note earlier in the week. Atlanta.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. You did do a crap game already. Philly, Washington.
Oh.
I did have a fun note to add earlier. Atlanta had the largest comeback since 2018. And then Tampa Bay started 5-1, and then they've lost 6 of 8 since then. Those were fun stats I had typed out when I was watching games Sunday. But outside of that, Baltimore or New England at Baltimore. I was reading an article about the top 10 teams that are probably projected for the NFL draft this year. And someone said, oh, that's the New England Patriots schedule for the year so far, minus the Bills and, a couple others. So just for that reason alone, New England having a super easy schedule so far this year, I'm going to take Baltimore, and I'm putting 13 on them.
13 on the core. At the core, Baltimore. I going the opposite. Drake May looks the Patriots. I like the way the Patriots look. 14 points on Drake May and the Patriots. Icehouse. You're a split here, Icehouse.
Sorry. I have 7 on Baltimore.
7 on Baltimore. All right, Commish.
I have 8 on New England.
8
I can't
on
trust which Baltimore team is going to show up?
Yeah, that's a good question for that. Groady, you got a big split here. 2 on New England, 2 on Baltimore. What you got?
I got 10 on Drake May, who I believe also wears 10. 10 on 10.
10 on 10 for the. Oh, my man over here. Look at this guy right there. I see what you did there. That was good. And I'll take a quick. I need a nice poopy, sloppy game for this here. What do we got? Ooh, the Giants, they're pretty poopy. Las Vegas, they're pretty poopy. I'm gonna go with the Vegas game. Houston's been on a tear. I'm like a really good tear. And I was wrong about them at the beginning. So I'm gonna go Houston for 9. Icehouse?
I'll take Vegas for 6.
Ooh, a split already for this. I like that, Commish.
14.5, man. I mean, damn.
I like that there. All right, so Houston and Las Vegas each got a 9 and a 6, a 6 and a 9. Commish?
I got 1 point on Las Vegas.
1 on Las Vegas for that. Sounds all right. Groady?
I got 1 point on Houston.
1 on. Oh, we have a split. Skinnnns. You get the mega split here. What do you go?
Oh, I'm splitting to Houston for 8.
8 points on Houston for that there. I like it. I like it a lot. Make sure you hit save at the bottom, folks. Hey, thank you very much for all our subscribers and anyone who's listening to this, anyone who is on some strange podcast or in some workshop somewhere. I don't know who you are, or if you're falling asleep and this is just playing right now at like 4:30 in the morning while you're snoozing and snoring in your bed. But thank you very much for listening. If you like something in the show, ask next question asked by someone who's not one of us 5 for this here. We'll answer it so long as it's like legitimate here, so long as it doesn't involve a new hat with it here.
I was gonna say, it's like, ask for a hat. You never know what happens next.
No, for this. Yeah. Right,
It's someone calling for a hat.
Now Eggs is calling for the point winners.
No, it's Barkley. That doesn't make sense. He says sometimes the light at the end of the tunnel is a train. But that doesn't. I don't know why we have Barkley on the show sometimes. Anyway, thank you very much, folks. We will see you around on the next one. See you later. Bye-bye. No, Barkley. He means who? You mean you want? Oh, you want to know who won the points for that? There. Oh, sorry about that. Thank you, Eggs. I appreciate. Sorry about that. Yeah, we got with 36 points with Icehouse, 53 points Groady, 65 points Skinnnns, and the Commish with the commanding lead after with the Bears at 96 points. Oh, last place is Sippy Cup for that one with 15 points. But we appreciate you, Sippy. For that. That's 15 points on the year for him so far. So that's.
Oh, man.
But not bad for never showing up.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
It's more than Barry. He showed up once and he did get it. All right, folks. We'll see you around on the next one.